So I'm not sure if you can clearly see that, but that is my first payout. Today is August 13th. I got a payout about a week ago. Actually, no, a week ago today. I got a payout. I just realized it was last Thursday. Today is Thursday. I got my first payout. The dollar amount isn't really what I'm trying to show here or what I'm really proud about. Of course, it's great to have money and actually extract or withdraw actual money from the markets that I have in my own pocket that I can use to, fund more trading. But it is the proof of concept of payout itself and the work it took to get to where I am now. And I just kind of wanted to make a little video. I was kind of going back and forth on if I wanted to make a video about my first payout, just because it is a big milestone for me. But at the same token, if where I want to be in life was a race, I'm not even at the starting line. I'm on the way to the racetrack, if that makes sense. It is a big accomplishment, and I just kind of wanted to dabble into the biggest factor in where or in what has gotten me to what I am today, and the biggest factor that is going to propel me and get me to where I want to be, and that is discipline. You can have IQ, you can have great genetics, you can have, a fortunate family with wealth and support and all that, but without discipline, you're nobody. You're not going to get anywhere. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It doesn't matter what you're trying to get out of. It doesn't matter where you're trying to go. You're not going to be anything without discipline. And, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect. Today I, didn't work today. I just traded. Didn't take a trade today. Missed a pretty A+ setup. Is what it is. Didn't have the best day. Was I disciplined on the charts? Yeah. Didn't force trades, didn't do whatever. But not just the trading aspect of discipline, but the life discipline of that. If you think that you're just gonna magically get what you want in life, obviously you're not going to. And one thing that I try to, live by and kind of live my life with is I am only satisfied by what I know that I actually did best at. So I finished a day or I finished doing an activity or something and I know I didn't give it my all. At the very least, it's going to eat at me, and I know that no matter what the outcome was, it could have been different and it could have been better, and I could have, affected the situation or affected the outcome in a way different manner if I would have tried my best. I think a lot of people, especially on social media and especially my age, and my generation, they do it kind of backwards. They look at doing what you're supposed to do and doing things and looking like they're doing things or they're working hard, and then they can't look themselves in the mirror at night and say, I did my best today. No matter what the outcome was, I did my best. But they said, I made sure that everybody thinks I'm doing my best. And at least I looked like I was doing my best, when in reality, I wasn't. No matter what the outcome is, everybody thinking, oh, he did all he could do, but really you didn't. And I don't know about you guys, I don't know about anybody else, but me, can't give myself grace or leeway on things if I know I could have tried harder. And I can't say that I'm always balls to the walls with everything. There's things that I definitely slack in, it eats at me. And I think that no matter, and I've touched on this in other psych videos, I think that no matter what you do, if you can go to bed at night knowing you tried your best, you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. Know that you don't have anything left in the tank and you gave it your all. It's also extremely, and it's damn near impossible to fail at something when you try your absolute hardest. Virtually can't fail if you don't give up, obviously, and you can't really fail if you try your hardest. It's not really a failure if you tried your best, you know what I mean? But enough of the motivational talk, even though this is a psych video. I mainly just wanted to touch on the fact that, if you know that you could be doing more in your life, and you know that you have more to offer, not just to people, but for yourself, explore that. Explore that feeling of knowing that, I did everything that I could. I started trading 11 months ago. 11 months. I have seen zero financial gain. I'm actually in the hole money currently right now. For 11 months, it has been a grind just to get this one sheer little bit of evidence, we'll call it, that this shit works. Call it what you will. That doesn't happen. My payout doesn't happen. Things don't happen without the discipline, and without the discipline and the mental strength to work your ass off all day, grind the charts, do whatever you're trying to do, come home and see no progress, or feel like you've made no progress, and then wake up the next day and go even harder. Like that is a grind, like a different kind of feeling. And it's a different kind of feeling when you know that you have no other option. You have in your brain, you've instilled that you don't have another. Like me personally, like I'm not going to college. I don't believe in that. Like not that I don't believe in it, it's not for me. I know that's not my path. Regardless, like that feeling of like your back is against the wall. You pair that with discipline to, delay that gratification and be the odd person out. That's what's going to get you to where you want to be. That's what's going to become who you are. That's who you become. Success is the result of disciplined action, strictly, like by definition what it is, in my opinion. I also think, happiness is created when you have structure. You have that disciplined structure. You have that, trust in yourself that like, I'm going to do this. If I say I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week or 4 times a week, I do that. It doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Doesn't matter what my bank account says. I'm in the gym this many times a week. I do the laundry on Sunday. I do that. I make my bed every morning. Drink a gallon of water every day. I shower every day. Like little things, the disciplinary actions, the discipline action, it's building trust in yourself that's way bigger than the actual action itself. That's why like I make it a really big deal to myself. If I don't make my bed in the morning, I can't trade. Like I literally have a rule that like I can't open up TradingView if my bed is not made. It's just a ritual, and it's just little things that add up and builds that trust in yourself. If you don't have trust in yourself, you don't have that confidence in yourself to execute on whatever you're trying to do, what's the point? That trust doesn't get built up without discipline. So the essence of anything you're trying to do in life, the key is discipline. You're not going to do anything without discipline. Also, like unrelenting faith. Like past 11 months have been nothing but sheer faith that I can make this work. And like can't even say that I have made it work yet. I'm still having that relentless faith that like I can scale this to the level that I know I can, that I believe I can. It's not going to come without discipline and without faith, but it's also not going to come without execution every single day, regardless of what I feel. Instead of thinking, what if I fail, or is it going to happen, or blah, 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 this or that. Think of it in the sense of this is the story I will tell. Like the harder it is, the crazier the story. I'm just going to be able to sit here one day and say, you know what, through this hardship, I was able to still get what I want, So embrace the suck. Embrace hard times. It's hard to do that in the moment, especially when you're on that lonely chapter. This is by far the hardest chapter of my life, hands down. Like there is, without a doubt, like this is the hardest part of my life that I've ever gone through. I'm 20, I'm living alone, and I'm trying to make something out of a skill that 99% of people or 99% of people don't achieve. Regardless of the numbers, regardless of this or that, embrace that hardship. Embrace that grind. Embrace not knowing if it's going to work. Because you're going to be able to sit here in however long it takes to get you where you're trying to go. You're going to be able to sit there and say, I remember what it felt like. I remember those ride homes from work. All I can think about is when I'm rich or when I'm this, and, being alone in those times and freaking losing your mind, pulling your hair out, like being broke, all those things, that's what's going to make it awesome. It's not awesome if it's easy. A lot of my psych videos are pretty similar. Figured I'd make just a little video since I've got my first payout. Like I said, I was kind of going back and forth on making a video about it just because it's like it's a big milestone for me, but it's one thing checked off the list, and the list is freaking pages long. You know, I didn't pass the first page, so it's a good little milestone. But mainly just wanted to make a video on what I believe has got me to this point, and that is discipline. Don't sell yourself short. Don't disrespect yourself by being undisciplined and not doing the things that you're supposed to do. You know, I think you'll find it a lot easier to sleep at night and a lot easier to allow yourself to be happy when you do the hard shit, when you do the things that you're supposed to do. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen a week, but you stack those days, you stack those wins, you're going to get somewhere. Don't know when I'll do another psych video. Hopefully it's, you know, next payout, next set of payouts. Hopefully my next set of payouts is a 4-figure month. Either way, hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.